Every journey, no matter how big or small, eventually brings us to a moment of reckoning, a point where the path ahead feels impossibly long, and our energy seems to run dry. It's that moment when you want to stop, when your legs feel heavy, your mind is clouded with doubt, and you wonder if you can really keep going. You've put in the work, made sacrifices, and still, the finish line feels out of reach. The hours, the effort, the missed opportunities, they all add up, but sometimes the results just don't show. Progress seems invisible and the urge to quit grows stronger. This isn't weakness, it's universal. Everyone at some point faces this invisible barrier, this wall that seems to block the way forward. Every creator, athlete, and entrepreneur faces this wall. It doesn't matter how talented or driven you are, hitting the wall is part of the process. We expect progress to be steady, a straight line from start to finish. But real growth is slow, uneven, and sometimes even feels like you're moving backwards. It's messy, unpredictable, and full of setbacks. The valley of disappointment is where motivation dies for many. It's a lonely place filled with self-doubt and frustration, where it's easy to believe you're the only one struggling. But what if this moment isn't the end, but a landmark? What if hitting the wall is actually a sign that you're on the right path, pushing your limits and growing stronger? The most successful people aren't those who never want to quit. They're the ones who know what to do when that feeling hits. They recognize the wall as a challenge, not a stop sign. They have a plan to keep moving forward even when motivation is gone. They find ways to take the next step, no matter how small, and trust that persistence will eventually lead them through. To overcome lost motivation, we must know what drains it. First, unrealistic expectations. We want quick wins, but real progress is slow. Second, invisible progress. Early efforts rarely show results, making us doubt ourselves. Third, burnout. Pushing too hard without rest leads to exhaustion and lost drive. Fourth, comparison. Measuring ourselves against others' highlight reels makes us feel inadequate. These four forces, expectations, invisibility, burnout, and comparison, quietly kill motivation. Recognize them, and you can start to take back control. Your path is unique. Honor its pace. In a quiet village, a potter dreamed of creating the perfect vase, one that would capture beauty and silence in its form. Day after day, she sat at her wheel, her hands steady but her heart restless, always searching for that elusive flawlessness. Yet, every time she noticed a tiny imperfection, she would destroy her work in frustration, unable to accept anything less than perfection. Her shelves remained empty, a silent testament to her struggle. With each broken vase, her motivation faded and the joy she once felt for her craft began to disappear. One day, her wise mentor noticed her despair. Sitting beside her, he gently said, "Perfection is a mirage. Instead, let your hands meet the clay every day and let the process teach you." He challenged her to a new approach. Finish one vase every single day for 30 days, no matter how flawed or unfinished it seemed. The goal was not perfection, but consistency and growth. At first, she struggled to accept her imperfect creations. Each day brought new mistakes, and it was difficult to resist the urge to start over. But she kept going, learning to let go of her harsh self-judgment. As she focused on the act of making, not the outcome, her hands grew more confident. Slowly, her skills improved, almost without her noticing, and the process itself became her teacher. By the 30th day, her once empty shelf was filled, not with flawless vases but with evidence of her dedication and progress. Each piece told a story of persistence and learning. Comparing her first and last vase, she saw how far she had come. The final vase was not perfect, but it was undeniably better, shaped by 30 days of effort and growth. She realized that motivation wasn't something she needed to find, it was something she built day by day with every vase she finished. The true secret was simple. Commit to the process, embrace imperfection, and let progress be your guide. When motivation disappears, you don't need to find it, you need to create it. First, build simple daily habits. Focus on showing up, not the end goal. Second, track small wins. Mark your progress visually to see your effort add up. Third, use the 3-minute rule. Commit to just 3 minutes, starting is the hardest part. Fourth, anchor to your deeper why. Remind yourself daily why you began. These tools turn effort into momentum, even on tough days. Systems, not willpower, keep you moving. Make progress visible, keep it simple, and connect to your purpose. When you feel like quitting, these tools will hold you steady. Motivation fades, but systems endure. Leo, a young musician, hit a plateau and wanted to quit. He felt stuck, as if every note he played echoed his frustration. The excitement that once fueled his practice had faded, replaced by self-doubt and the urge to walk away from the piano altogether. Instead of giving in, Leo decided to change his approach. He built a system, committing to practice for just 15 minutes daily, no matter how he felt. He realized that waiting for motivation was a trap, so he made practice automatic, like brushing his teeth. To keep himself accountable, he tracked his progress with marbles in a jar. Each marble was a small victory, a physical reminder that effort matters more than mood. He also used the 3-minute rule. If he didn't want to practice, he'd just start for 3 minutes. Often, that was enough to keep going. Most importantly, Leo anchored himself to his purpose, sharing the joy of music. He wrote it on a sticky note and placed it where he'd see it every day, reminding himself why he started in the first place. Progress was slow, sometimes painfully so. There were days when it felt like nothing was changing. But Leo kept going, trusting the process and showing up even when he didn't feel like it. Then, one day, he played the passage that once defeated him, flawlessly. The breakthrough didn't come from a burst of inspiration, but from the quiet power of consistency. It wasn't magic. It was the result of small, consistent efforts, stacked day after day. The calendar filled with check marks, each one proof that progress is built, not wished for. You are the architect of your habits, not a victim of your feelings. Like building a house, you lay one brick at a time, shaping your future with every action you choose. Motivation is unreliable, but systems and purpose are steady. When you design your environment and routines, you make success inevitable, even on the days when you feel uninspired. You don't have to feel inspired to take the next step. Action comes first, and feelings often follow. Even on tired mornings or difficult days, you can choose to show up. Build habits, anchor to your why, and keep moving through the valley of disappointment. Remember, every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. You just have to begin. The rest will follow. If you found this helpful, subscribe to GrindSet for more ways to keep moving forward, one step at a time.